Hello, this is Mrs. Taylor, and I'm going to walk you through how to find the derivative of an inverse function numerically. In this problem, it says determine the equation of the tangent line to the inverse of f at x at the point where x equals 5, given the following information. F of negative 1 equals 5, and f prime of negative 1 equals 6. And in order to find the equation of a tangent line, we have to have the derivative, because that gives us slope, and then we need a point. And in order to find the derivative of an inverse, I need to know this rule, especially when it's numerically, because there's no way to get an equation and find the inverse and evaluate. So you have to know this rule in order to do this. The rule is that the derivative of the inverse of x equals 1 over the derivative of f evaluated at the inverse at the x value. Now that's a mouthful to say, but the actual rule, if you just look at it, isn't really all that complicated. You just evaluate the inverse at the x value, take that number, plug it into the derivative, and then you have your derivative of the inverse. So to start with, we work inside out. So we need to evaluate the inverse at the x value. And so we need the inverse of f at 5. But what they've given us is f of negative 1 equals 5. And in this case, 5 is a y value. But the nice thing about inverses is to find an inverse, you just switch x and y. So if they give us f of negative 1 equals 5, that means that the inverse of f at 5 equals negative 1. I just switched the 5 and the negative 1. And so now I have what I need to work from the inside out, because now I know that the inverse of f evaluated at 5 equals negative 1. So to find the derivative of the inverse, I just plug negative 1 in for this inverse and evaluate 1 over f prime of negative 1. And they have given me f prime of negative 1. It's equal to 6. So this would become 1 over 6. And what that is that's the slope at the point 5, negative 1. And so to create my tangent line, I just take that slope and the point 5, negative 1, plug it into point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So all these things plugged in would look like this. Y plus 1 equals 1/6 times all times x minus 5. And so this would be the equation of the tangent line to the inverse of f at the point where x equals 5. X equals 5, my y value is negative 1, my slope is 1/6. And so that's how you would find the derivative of an inverse numerically.